up, gang? Hey man, make sure you watch this video to the very end, because we got a girl who really just exposed female nature down to the T. See, girls, when they get comfortable talking to one another, they tell the truth. So make sure you watch this to the very end. I got a ton of gold nuggets. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also, if you have not done so already, jump into the CLG community. It is only $48 a month, less than $500 a year. You get a free one-on-one call with me, and you also get access to the Hard 30. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video.
If you could give a single girl some dating advice, what would you say to her?
How old?
Let's say she's like 21.
Oh, 21. Just bang them all. Bang them all, because men are so immature that you're not gonna lock anyone down. Don't even start thinking yet about the husband stuff. But I will say, bang dudes quietly. Don't tell everybody. Shut the f about it. Just go do your business. Bang girls, bang guys, bang dogs, trans, whatever you want. But keep an eye out for the good ones in your college. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the solid dudes in your back pocket. Like, befriend them, but don't f them or date them or nothing until you're kind of like older and you're ready to like settle down with a boy. Yeah. And then call that guy up, like that one you had your eyes on, and they'll be like, "What's up, dude?"
This is the advice that women give each other, right? And this is the thing too. See, when women is on these women podcasts and they talking to a woman, sometimes they forget the cameras is rolling and they feel like they just talking to another girl, right? And it's similar to us guys when we do like locker room talk, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say it's only a girl thing, it's guy thing too, you know what I mean? A dude be in the locker room talking about some, man, I'm fucking all the hoes, da 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 da, but they get around the girl and they be like, yo, you know, baby, I'm only in love with you, you know, I never cheat, I'm faithful. You know, they'll lie and manipulate just like girls lie and manipulate. See, the reason why my channel exists is because I'm trying to tell you that girls are human beings just like men. That locker room talk that you get, or your homeboy, you know, your homeboy dating a girl and he cheating on her and all this stuff like that, but around his girl, he the most perfect guy. You know what I mean? He do everything right, he say everything right, he lie, but you know the truth. But that's your homeboy, you got his back. So the reason why I made my channel is to let you know that these girls is on demon time even worse than men. Even worse than men. And the reason why these women are worse than men, and a lot of them are, not every one of them, but a lot of them are, is because of the amount of access to men that they have. There was a post that this girl wrote. She said, we can sleep with whoever we want. You know what I mean? As for a guy, you only can sleep with who wants you. So she was basically trying to brag and trying to, you know, front and stuff like this, but she was telling the truth. A girl that is decent looking can sleep with any guy she wants. Imagine that as a guy. See, guys don't get that. A lot of guys just take what they can get. A guy can't see a dime piece, perfect, flat stomach, big, plump, juicy ass, nice, perky titties, and just automatically be able to pull her and sleep with her with little to minimal effort. A girl can. A girl can be a little chunky and sleep with a supermodel type guy. Now, you notice I said sleep with. I didn't say marry or date or anything like that, but some of these guys even date these girls. I see it in Florida all the time. So in South Florida, I always tell people this, South Florida is probably one of the hardest places to talk to women. Probably one of the most difficult places, right? I still get success because of the CLG process and things like that, but a lot of dating coaches down here don't get any success, and this is all they do. They do nothing else. All they do is hit on women. That's it. So, like I said, I get success because I know the process and things like that, and I've hooked up with some dime pieces down here. But for the most part, you will get a guy that's like 6'3", ripped, all this type stuff, and still be hooking up or dating a booger whoop. You will see a fat back, flat booty chick dating a dude with, matter of fact, I just seen it the other night. I was outside, right? Seen a kid, you know what I mean, had the hat, had the flow coming out the back, tatted up all on his neck, 6'3", 6'4", ripped, looked like he played football professionally. And then the girl he was with, I mean, the girl was all over him, of course, but she was less than a plain Jane. He all hugged up on her and everything, tatted up, big, strong, whatever, you know, white boy too, you know what I mean? Because the places I go, these girls tend to like white boys. That's what even makes my difficulty level even harder. That's how come I know when I tell you guys that this process works, I know it works, because I have pulled off things that seem damn near impossible. I have had girls tell me in the middle of giving me a blowjob or falling in love with me, or constantly hit me up saying, you're the first black guy I've ever hooked up. I don't even like black guys. You get what I'm trying to say? But I stuck to the script so goddamn tight. Because you gotta understand, when you don't meet her minimum attraction level threshold, or whatever the case is, you can't make any mistakes. First off, she might not even give you a chance to start with. Most cases, you open your mouth, she's shutting you down. You get what I'm trying to say? And the area, the part of South Florida that I'm a part of, now if I go to Miami, it's easier. Let's not get it twisted. If I'm in Miami, they like black guys down there. But a lot of times, I do the more difficult level, which is the Fort Lauderdale area, whatever the case is, where they super racist against black guys. All the black guys know what I'm talking about. Any black guy that's been in the Fort Lauderdale area, whatever the case is, they know that the girls strictly like white or white passing. White passing means they look white, right? They might be Spanish, but the guy looks like a white guy. You get what I'm trying to say? They like the lighter skin. You know what I mean? So I'm pulling it off in an area where I shouldn't be pulling it off. Now, when I go to Miami, it's a little bit easier because they're a little bit more open to black. But even Miami, they still prefer Spanish because girls that are Spanish, they will sleep with a black guy, but they prefer somebody that speaks their language. And when I go to the Miami area, it is the only place in the world where they look at you crazy when you don't speak Spanish. You know what I mean? They'll look at you like you something wrong with you that you don't speak Spanish. If you say you speak English, they be like, Come on, no Espanol. They look at you like you crazy. Like, this nigga don't speak Spanish. What's wrong with this nigga? You get what I'm trying to say? So when I'm giving you advice, I'm giving you advice on the highest level of difficulty. When I did my hard 30, I was getting results in Miami, and then the last week or so of the hard 30, or the last few days of the hard 30, I went to Minnesota, and boom, my results skyrocketed like overnight. Like it was crazy easy in Minnesota. Like compared to Miami, like it was crazy easy. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's like that with a lot of other states. And if I had the time and I had a video team, whatever, I can go to every single state and show you that this process works. Now, I'm talking about the US. I know my process works. You feel me? I've rarely ever been out of the country, only to Jamaica to help my dad run his company. So I don't go to these other countries, but I hear that the other countries are extremely easy. And I know this to be true because I met a skinny little white boy who couldn't get laid to save his life in America. Like, I met this kid, I hung out with him. He won't even approach girls in America because he's like, bro, I can't do it. But he'll show me the pictures of the girls that he hooks up with in other countries, and it is crazy how beautiful these women are. It is insane how beautiful these women are. And I'm like, you hooking up with them? He'll show me videos, he'll show me pictures, he'll show me proof, he'll show me the text messages, and I'm like, they are so easy in these other countries, and they're way hotter, which is crazy. I'm talking about like way fucking hotter. But that's besides the point. I really want to show you this video because I wanted to get into the psyche of a woman, and I want to let you guys know that when women are alone and they talk amongst each other, 90% of the time they're talking about boys. Whether you want to believe it or not, they're talking about boys. They're talking about all the nitty gritty. They're talking about all the guys they hooked up with. They're talking about all the fun that they had. They're talking about, a regular average girl can hook up with her perfect type consistently over and over and over again. This is why they go crazy. Imagine if you were a guy and with little to no effort, you were able to sleep with dime pieces. I'm talking about girls that you thought were your perfect type, and you really didn't have to do much to do it. Basically, you didn't have to hit the gym that hard. You probably went to the gym a little bit here and there, whatever the case is. You didn't have to watch your diet that much. You feel me? You still ate pizza, burgers, and stuff like that. You just a young, hot girl. You get what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of girls that I run across that are super young, hot, fit, stuff like that. Now, some of my chicks that I deal with, they actually do like cook clean, eat clean. They don't eat bad, whatever the case is. That's just because I got like some superior chicks that I'm rocking with. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But for the most part, I've hooked up with chicks, diets who are horrible. They just young and hot. Like, you would never know. Like, they eat anything. I'd be like, damn. I bet you strict with your diet. They'd be like, nah, I eat whatever. I eat pizza. I don't give a fuck. I eat whatever. You know what I mean? And you be looking at this little dime piece, because she's still young, she's still in her 20s and stuff like that. You be looking at this dime piece and you be like, damn, I thought this girl only ate like fucking chicken and rice and shit. This girl eats whatever she wants. She eats sweet, she drank liquor, she do all that. She still is a dime piece, and she's skinny with a plump fat ass. My perfect type. You get what I'm trying to say? So imagine these girls don't really have to do any personal development. They don't really have to do much. All they have to do is follow a couple makeup tutorials, you know what I mean? Wear their hair, they can wear their hair fucking up, straight, whatever the fuck they want to do, because their body is saying everything. And they can hook up with pretty much almost any type of guy that they want. They can't usually get the exact guy sometimes. Like, obviously, if they're chasing after the quarterback of the goddamn Minnesota university football team, they might not be able to get him specifically, but they'll be able to get his clone. They'll be able to get a guy just as tall as him, look basically the same as him, whatever the case is. They'll be able to get that with little to minimal no effort. All they have to do is show up. And nowadays, they don't even have to show up anywhere. They can just take a few pictures, and it doesn't even have to be a lot of effort into the picture. They can take a few pictures, jump on some dating apps, post on Instagram, and the guys will hit them up. So this is why they go crazy. They can have sex with whoever they want, whoever they decide to have sex with. And that guy can be their perfect type, and they can consistently hook up with their perfect type over and over again. But what happens is they never had to work on their character. They never understood accountability. They never understood anything. So what happens is a lot of times they can't get that guy to stay committed to them, because they usually have bad characteristics and qualities, which one of those characteristics is they're a whore. That's one of the main things. Like, the guy knows that half of his football team slept with her. Everybody that kind of looks like him has slept with her. You gotta understand, guys hang with guys that look like them. A guy that's 6'2" who's ripped, his friends are probably 6'2" and ripped. And if all she's going off of is her type, guess what? His friends are her type too. So he might like everything about her. He's like, damn, everything's good. She's clean. She's this, she that. She got a nice bubble ass. Good to fuck. Everything. Suck the dick. But guess what? His friend can fuck her too. And what this lady was saying in this video, she's telling girls, have as much sex as humanly possible while you're young and hot and your value is at its highest. But that same woman, when a guy is in his 30s or 40s, he got some money, he done cleaned up his diet, he done got his foundation right, he following the CLG process, he got his money right, got a car, he got his own crib, da-da-da. She'll tell that same guy he needs to settle down. What is he doing? Why is he chasing younger, hotter women? He's a predator. He's this. He's insecure. But you just gave advice to the young, hot girl when her value is at its peak. Run through as much cock as you possibly can. But if the guy wants to run through pussy, something's wrong with him. You get what I'm trying to say? Something is wrong with that guy. The guy is broken. You get what I'm trying to say? So this is women's psyche. This is what women really talk about. This is what a lot of women, because the comments and the likes and the this, a lot of women agree with this. They will never say it, because you heard what she said. Keep your mouth shut. Don't be running around telling people how many guys you hooked up with. But trust me, they hook up with a lot of guys. You've watched my channel enough where a girl said that she was in a different country at the Olympics. She made eye contact with a guy that was her type. They looked at each other. All he said was, "You want to come back to my place?" She said, "Sure." She went back to his place and he fucked the shit out of her. She was a famous white blonde. She still remembers that story still to this day. Imagine her trying to get married to a sucker who isn't quite her type, because the guy's her type, they got a lot of options because girls are extremely picky. The guys her type usually got a lot of options, and they usually don't want to settle down. I'm just going to be honest with you. Guys with a lot of options usually don't want to settle down, and if they do want to settle down, they settle down with a girl that is rare. And what they mean by rare is not necessarily in looks, but rare in personality traits. They look for personality traits that aren't like the other girls. They look for the girls that don't like to party all the time. They look for the girls that are homebodies. They look for the girls that would rather hang out with their family than to hang out around a bunch of guys. They look for the guys that don't need to, they look for the girls that don't need to always be on the scene. These are the girls that most guys look for when it comes to something long term. This is one of the reasons why most guys do the main bitch rotation bitch thing. Whether you believe it or not, guys who have a lot of options, a lot of them tend to have a main chick and side chicks. You can sit around and act like it's not true and whatever the case is, and you know what I mean, there's guys out there, but well, I'm monogamous. 9 times out of 10, when I find a guy that is truly monogamous, 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying that 1 in every 10, I don't see this to be the case. But 9 times out of 10, when I find a guy that is truly monogamous, it's usually because he does not have options. And the second case is he's what you call lazy. I've seen lazy guys who are monogamous. What I mean by lazy is they don't want to actually hit on a girl. Like, they don't want to actually like put in the work to actually get the girl, the side chick to go through the process, right? So those are only 2 times. It's because a guy's usually lazy. Rarely have I seen it because a guy's too busy. I haven't seen that. Guys will make that excuse, but that's a lazy guy. Because I get to know the guy for real. I realize, no, that he's just using that as an excuse. I've seen guys that are extremely busy, way more busy than me. I've seen guys older gentlemen who run multi-million dollar marketing companies, make a ton of money. So much money where money isn't a thing for them. They can swipe their card on anything and never have to think about it. I've seen even those guys have side chicks. And those guys are extremely busy. They're running several companies. They're on boards. They're doing some crazy stuff. And one of those guys, older gentleman who was super wealthy, me and him, we ate dinner. We had a drink together. And he told me, he said, CJ, because he know I'm a cool guy. He know he can be honest with me. He said, CJ, the best time to ask a girl out is when you're married. I said, what? He said, the best time to ask a girl out is when you married. You playing with house money. That was his philosophy. Now, does he have a lot of time to waste with a chick? He probably doesn't. He's a busy guy. He's probably one of those, hey, get to the point with the chick. If she down, she down. If she not, I got bigger and better things to do. Right? But even those guys still have side chicks. But the guys who don't have side chicks, the ones that I've met, matter of fact, there's another category to these guys. Super religious. You know what I mean? Super religious guys. And I'm talking about the super religious guys that actually could get a side chick if they wanted to. Like girls actually find this guy attractive. You get what I'm trying to say? Or this guy has some skill set that separates him from the other guys, right? Because it can be an unattractive guy, but the guy can be super talented, like an Ed Sherman, whatever that guy is, where he's super talented with music or something like that, then he'll get girls that way, right? Because you don't have to be the best looking guy to get girls. A girl, you just heard this girl, she said dogs and trans. A girl will fuck a dog. And this is not my line. This is one of the top guys in the CLG community who said this. But a girl in this video just said this. A girl will fuck a dog or a trans person. So a lot of you guys get caught up into how you look. It's not about how you look. It's about your internal confidence and belief in yourself. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be able to sleep with every girl, but that's just not the case. Some girls just immediately just turn you down right away, right? Like, they're not even going to give you a chance to open your mouth. Like, nope, got a boyfriend. Especially if it's cold approach, right? She might have a guy that she's infatuated with, or she might have a rotation of guys that I don't really call it a rotation for girls. She might be just already be getting ran through by a bunch of guys. So she don't want to add no new guy to the dick carousel, right? So when girls say that they got a rotation, really they just being ran through. Literally. Like, it's not a rotation. No, she's on his rotation. When girls walk around like, I got a rotation of guys. I got guys that... No, you're on their rotation. You're basically being ran through. Unless you one of those girls that's got a rotation of guys that you're not sleeping with, but these guys are just, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, that's what I would call a girl's rotation. A girl's rotation is when she's not sleeping with none of the guys and all of those guys are doing a favor for her. Like one guy is giving her taxi rides. One guy is paying stuff for her. One guy is giving her free meals. One guy is giving her advice on, maybe he's a lawyer. He's teaching her some law stuff. Okay, I would consider that a girl's rotation if she's not sleeping with them. But 9 times out of 10, she's sleeping with those guys. Like, let's be honest. You know what I mean? Unless these guys are super simps, which these super simps exist too. But for the most part, if she got a bunch of guys that's doing a bunch of stuff for him, or doing a bunch of stuff for her, at least if it's 10 guys doing stuff for her, at least 3 of those guys is hidden. If she got 10 guy friends, at least 3 of them guys is hidden, in my opinion. And I could be dead wrong, because some stuff ain't got stats. Some stuff, you just know women. I done dealt with women so long that I just know women. Women are diabolical. They are super secretive. You feel me? They are so secretive. If they're talking to a homegirl that they don't believe is a hoe, they won't even tell her hoe shit. Like, for example, my girl, she got friends that are hoes. Those girls will never tell my girl that they cheated on their man. I know that they cheated on their man, but they will never tell my girl that they cheated on their man, because my girl doesn't believe any girl cheats, because she doesn't cheat. So I will be telling my girl that her friends is hoes and they cheat, and she's like, they would never cheat on their man. They love their man. Like, I can tell they would never cheat. I be like, and I'll name the girls. I'll be like, this girl cheat, this, and she be like, they would never do that. Like, not everybody sees the world like you. Like, girls we don't cheat. Like, once we like somebody, we're super loyal, because that's how she thinks of it. And it was so crazy that one of her friends was finna tell her how she cheated on her man, and then she realized who she was talking to, and then she stopped the story, because she was talking about how she found this guy super attractive, and he was a massage therapist at the college she was going to, because she was going through one of those skin colleges, where they get their little estrogen or whatever. They teach girls about skincare and stuff. But this guy was a massage therapist at the school, and she got a massage by that guy. But then when she was finna go further in the story, she realized she was talking to my girl. She cut the story short, and she's like, it was. And the girl was like, oh, you got a massage by him? How was it? And she was like, oh, it was a good massage. And she didn't even talk about the story no more, because she knows she fucked that guy. She knows that the guy that she's with, she cheats on him a lot. I know she cheats. Every time she sees me, she has anxiety around me, because she knows that I know who she is. But she can trick my girl, because my girl don't do that type shit. My girl's idea of having fun is hanging out with her family. That's my girl's idea of having fun. You get what I'm trying to say? So when I was willing and dealing and knocking down every girl in sight, when I ran across my girl, because she was one of the rare ones, I was like, fuck, this one I got to keep around long term, because this the type of motherfucker I can die with. You get what I'm trying to say? This motherfucker will be loyal to the day she die. These other hoes I'm fucking, I don't trust none of them, and they all lie. This is the crazy part. Every one of the other girls that I was fucking, they all lied. They all said they'll be faithful to me. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Till I die. They all told me the same sweet nothings. You get what I'm trying to say? But me, I went into the school. I checked the girls' background. Every girl that I was really feeling a lot, checked their background, talked to the football team, found out they've been caught before. My main chick, nobody caught her on the campus. Nobody caught her here. Nobody knew nothing about her. Nobody knew, and she was there 3 years before me. So I'm a freshman. She's a senior. So I'm cool with all the seniors. I'm cool with all the people that know stuff. I'm cool with everybody that knows stuff. All of the girls I was rocking with was also freshmen. I knew their histories off the rip. They just got to the school just like me. So you were already hooking up with my football teammates, and I know you wasn't with me at that time, but still, I consider that cheating on me before you even met me. I consider that cheating. If you slept with a bunch of guys before you ever met me, I consider that cheating. Because that means that you free-hearted. That means that you feel me? You'll damn near go for goddamn anybody. So the majority of girls operate on this type of spectrum. Like, she just saying what the majority of girls act like. The minority of girls are good girls. When you find one of those, this is why rotation main is the best thing in my opinion. a lot of these rotation type chicks are going to die dissatisfied. They can't be with one guy. Society is telling them to, but after they done slept with every single guy that's their type, and they've had every single type of sexual experience, do you really think one guy can do it for her to the day she dies? And if you think that's the truth, you got life all the way messed up. My girl was just telling me about a documentary where the mother of the daughter was so jealous of her hot young daughter that she's harassed the daughter's new boyfriend until he had to leave the relationship. She was it's on Netflix. I don't know the name of the documentary. My girl watched it, but she said the mother was texting a boyfriend from a private number saying, you don't need to be with this girl. I can suck your dick better. This and this, blah, 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 da, da, da. And this guy got harassed. He's like, and the person was giving like specific details about this person. And the boy was like, you know, me being with you, I'm getting these crazy texts from this psychopath. So I got to break it off with you. And then the boyfriend got a new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend started getting those text messages. The FBI had to go deep into all of their resource to ping towers to figure out who the number was coming from, because nobody knew. They thought it was a crazy psychopath that was at the school. Nobody knew who it was. It was the first girlfriend's mother who was obsessed with her daughter's boyfriend. But she knows she was too fucking old. She done already lived out her prime. She was jealous of her daughter who had this fucking catch of a boyfriend. And she was fucking with that, her own daughter's head. Cause she was sending texts to her own fucking daughter. So any girl that the guy would end up with, she would send texts. So she did this to her own daughter. This is how psychotic. And then they did a fucking they asked people about this woman's past, the mother, right? And they said, how was she when she was young? She was like, oh, she always had to be the center of attention. Oh, she always had to go after the hottest boys. They had to like her. She had to be in front of them. She just had to. She was like, she was always like an attention whore. Now she's old and she's not getting that attention. Now she's playing games with her own daughter. But toxic masculinity is the issue. That's what the world will tell you. Men are the issue. No, women are the issue, especially in today's world, because today's world isn't as physical as the world of the past. So when it comes to psychological warfare, women are the absolute worst. Psychological warfare, women are the absolute worst. So in this new world, women have the advantage. They're using the advantage and they're showing you who they truly are. It is up to you to believe them. Now that you know female nature, what's the best way to get them? That's what the CLG community is all about. Join the CLG community. It is only $48 a month. Learn real strategy game on how to get women of today's culture. Build your self-esteem, build your confidence, build a strong foundation, understand female nature, have a process that you use on every single girl, every single time to increase your chances to the utmost percentile, and live an enjoyable life and take your masculinity back. It's not going to be given to you. You know what I mean? These women finally got what they wanted. They didn't want equality. You guys thought that they wanted equality. Equality was not what they were searching for. They were searching to be superior, because women know that without the laws, they already have an advantage because they're women. So they know if they fought for equality, what it really meant is actually they're going to be superior to the majority of men. They're going to be able to get away with murder. So when these feminists fought for equality, they were never fighting for equality because they still wanted to keep the same benefits of being a woman. They still want to get into clubs for free. They still want to basically everything that you get to, they still want the benefit of the doubt when it comes to divorce laws and child support and judges and stuff like this. They still want all of these benefits. They still have complete control over, birthrights. Guys have zero birthrights. Basically meaning that if a guy gets a girl pregnant and the guy doesn't want to keep the baby, but the mom does, well, guess what? They're keeping the baby because the mom has 100% birthrights. So they don't actually want equality. You get what I'm trying to say? because they still don't want to go half and half on bills. You got to understand, women were never fighting for equality. They were never fighting for equality. They were fighting to be superior to men. And they've won. Because think about it. They are still saying, okay, we're equal. I can go into the workforce and make just as much money as my male counterpart. But I don't want a man that can't pay full bills. He has to pay the full bills. I don't want to go 50-50. Well, what happened to the equality? If a man asks me on a date, I don't want to split that bill 50-50. He asks me on the date, he should pay the full thing. What happened to equality? They don't want equal. If it was actually equal, women would lose their minds. And what I mean by equal is they say, okay, there's one NBA. We're only going to choose the best. What do you mean there's no WNBA? No, there's only one NBA. So if you're good enough to make it to the NBA, you're good enough to play. If you're not, you're not going to make it. You get what I'm trying to say? They don't want real, true equality. They want it to be superior. You get what I'm trying to say? So you really got to understand the psyche of a woman. She's not looking to be fair. She's not looking for a fair shake. Bro, the modern woman has zero empathy for the modern man. They don't care about your struggle. They don't care about how sad you are. They don't care about your feelings being hurt. They don't care about ghosting you. They don't care about treating you less than. They don't care about treating you like trash. They don't care, bro. But then when I jump on the internet and tell guys not to care, some women tried to come at the channel, but they knew I was telling the truth. And they say, damn, this nigga giving away our secrets. They stopped coming to the motherfucking channel because they say, damn, this nigga's beating facts for real. He giving away what the fuck we really doing. That's why when you notice the old comments, they never disagreed with the stuff that I was saying. They never disagreed. They never said I was lying. When the women were watching my channel back in the day, they had to stop watching it because there was too much truth for them. Girls hate the truth. That shit fucking is like kryptonite to them. But when I really was hitting them between the eyes and really giving real proof, real life examples, they say, fuck, this nigga telling the truth. Because the tactics that they use, it allows them to weed out the simps. They want to fuck. Don't get it twisted. They just don't want to fuck simps. They don't want to keep giving their pussy away to losers. They only want to fuck the CLG type of guys. These are only people that they want to fuck. They want to make sure that physically he's her type. But after the physical type, they want CLG. They want a CLG guy. Because girls have turned down their physical type because he doesn't act right. They do it all the time. They can be in love with the guy. And then when they start figuring out how he acts, they don't want to give him the pussy no more. Just like this girl said, keep the good boys, keep an eye on the good boys, but don't sleep with them. Don't date them. Keep them in the friend zone. Don't do anything with the good boys. Now all the bad boys, throw them the pussy. Give them access to you. Suck their dicks. Do everything with the bad boys. But don't do shit with that good boy. You keep that good boy in your back pocket and you call him when you're ready to settle down. After you've been ran through, you call that good boy. And you better hope he hasn't got married to some other chick before you got done getting ran through. You heard the video. She wasn't lying. This is what girls do. She can like you. If you come off too good boy, she will put you in a category of long-term relationship. She'll put you in a friend zone. She will make you wait for 7 years while the other guy just met her 2 days ago and he's fucking her raw and he's nutting in her. And this is what I tell you with the CLG. It's always better to start as the bad guy, because even if you wanted to take her serious long term, you could always change to the good guy over time. Because you've already had access to her pussy. So now you get access to her. After a girl has given her pussy, now she can feel comfortable being her true self around you. Before you fucked her, that's when there's a little game she's still playing. After you fucked her, now she's her true motherfucking self around you. Now she telling you real life shit. I've never seen a guy go from good boy where she put him in the category of goody two shoes boy. I'm not gonna say never. I've rarely seen it where the good boy can go to the bad boy who arouses her. But I've seen several situations where the bad boy who arouses her can go to long-term relationship marriage with her if he chose to. The bad boy thing even works on good girls. Even my girl chose me because when she met me, I was a fucking loose cannon. This is why she chose me. I was 18 years old. I was fighting niggas on the campus. They was trying to kick me out of school. I was cussing a lot. I was running niggas down on their dorm who was talking shit. Nigga, I was one of them. Like, you feel me? Cause I was straight out of my hood. What I thought was, normal. I went around these white people in Minnesota and they said, bro, you a fucking menace for real. You feel me? And I'm not going to say I just was naturally a menace. I was one of those people. I was quiet. I was to myself. I laughed. I joked. I was respectful. But what happened with me is when I felt disrespect, I went from 0 to 100 extremely quickly. Extremely quickly. And it would lead to fight because this is what I was used to. This is what I was used to. I didn't know nothing else. If a nigga disrespect you where we from, it go from 0 to 100 real quick. Because now it's not joking no more. We're not playing no more. Now it's real. You get what I'm trying to say? And when it's real, then it's going to be real, real. You get what I'm trying to say? So, her even being a good girl, she still chose me over all the guys that tried to pursue her. My grandmother married my grandfather. My grandfather was known to be an outlaw on the islands. People came up missing if they crossed my grandfather. My grandmother was a virgin, Jehovah Witness, super religious girl, and she dates the most criminal guy she can find. One of the most, and he wasn't criminal in a bad way. It was more of, he was a good, solid person, but if you crossed him, you came up missing. You feel me? He was the type of guy that would chop you up and throw you into the goddamn river or the ocean. That's the type of guy my grandfather was. My biological father, type of guy he was, is super fun, super charismatic, super respectful. But if you crossed him, it was your last day. And he wasn't going to stop until that time ended. So, one of the things about all three of these guys, they always attract the goodest girls. Even in Jamaica, one of the guys that they was trying to force my dad to marry in Jamaica was she came from a rich family. She was a good girl virgin. They were trying to force my father to marry her because she liked my father that much. Isn't it crazy that the good girls like the bad boys? Isn't it crazy? Every girl wants the bad boy, but they settle for the good boy when they're done being ran through. So basically what the good boy gets is used, washed up, ran through coochie. This is why I say a broken clock is right twice a day. The stuff that most of these dating coaches are teaching you, they're teaching you stuff that works every blue moon. Probably once or twice. You probably get relayed once every 4 years listening to what most of these dating coaches talk about. That's how come a lot of these dating coaches don't even say that they're going to even help you get laid. A lot of them, if you read what they rate, they'll be like, I'm going to help you get 2 to 3 dates a week. I'm going to help you get 2 to 3 dates a week. But then the techniques that they teach the guys on the date, most of those girls don't even want to sleep with those guys. They put those guys in back pocket, good boy, goody good two shoes. After I'm done having my fun, running through everybody, then I might give you a chance. But then they hit those guys with, well, guess what? I'm practicing celibacy now until marriage. So I'm hoping you can understand that and understand me and, really pursue me with intent. Because if you don't, then, I'm going to have to look for somebody else who will. But while she's saying that, there's another guy out there who has broke the seal on that pussy, who has restart her celibacy. And if she's trying to be celibate with her coochie, there's a guy who's fucking her in the ass. There's a guy who's face fucking her while she's setting you up. She's still swallowing somebody's cum, whether you want to believe it or not. So that's my message for today's video. Join the CLG community. It is only $48 a month. You jump in, you get a one-on-one call with me. Just DM me as soon as you jump in. It's less than $500 a year with the 20% discount if you sign up for yearly. And you also get access to the Hard 30. So with that being said, I'm out. Peace.